The March 25th, 2014 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk call the roll, please?
Chairwoman Boyce.
Here.
Mr. Colby. Here. Mr. Delahanty. Mrs. Draw.
Mr. Delahanty is en route.
Mrs. Draw. Here. Mr. Gamble. Here. Ms. Rivera. Here. Mrs. Stick. Here.
Is there anybody signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Would anybody like to address the Transportation Committee? Hearing and seeing none, the public forum is now closed. Approval of the minutes. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. You have them from the February 25th, 2014 Transportation Committee. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. New business, the next item on the agenda.
Referral 14-0119, authorize a contract with...
Moved by Legislator Stick, second by Legislator Draw. Is there any discussion on the matter? Mr. Gamble.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And may I say it's a pleasure to have you up there. This is my first meeting having you up here. Mr. Colby used to preside over these hearings.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
But it's a pleasure to be before you.
Thank you.
I would just like to ask one question. Has the cost-benefit analysis been done to ensure this project here? Madam Chair.
Through the chair.
Through the chair. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Through the chair, the answer is no, because this is a term services contract for engineering services. And what they will end up doing work on, and it has not been identified right now, but they may do some design work for us for a culvert job or possibly a highway job that we need to have some designed by a consultant, either then for our crews or town crews or someone to do the actual construction work, but there's not any benefit cost for designs usually.
Through the chair, is this our usual procedure for project like this?
Through the chair, yes. This actually the same firm had a contract with us 5 or 6 years ago, and then we had 5 one-year renewals. This is only for 2-year one-year renewals, but and then they get work as we see fit, up to a maximum dollar amount of $75,000 a year for engineering work or survey work or things like that.
Thank you very much.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next item on the agenda.
Referral 14-0120.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Mr. Colby. Any discussion on the agenda? Yes, Legislator Rivera.
Through the chair to the administration, can you just provide a quick overview of the conditions of the bridges currently?
Through the chair, I'll give you the both our condition rating. I'll give you the condition rating of the bridges. For the Winton Road Bridge, it's a 4.359. For Edgemere Drive, it's 5.583. For North Grease Road, it's 5.442. And for the Wheatland Center Bridge, it is 4.585. The work we're going to be doing, it varies from one bridge to another, but it'll include cleaning and painting of steel, sealing the concrete, upgrading the bridge railing, some of the bearing restoration replacement, concrete deck repairs, new membranes, waterproof membranes, some joint seals. So they're the type of work that we're going to be doing on there. They vary, as I say, but it's a preventive maintenance type project, so it's not like replacing the bridge.
Okay, thank you. And one more question through the chair to the administration. Is any particular bridge take priority, or will they all be started at the same time?
Through the chair, that will be up to the contractor on how they want to proceed. Depending on the work, they might be working at a couple of the bridges at the same time. Winton Road Bridge certainly is much higher volume than the others, but in terms of where they'll be working, whether they could be working at a couple at the same time, they could. I would expect at most two, but probably they'll just do one at a time and then go do one and then continue to the next one.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? I just have one, because I don't recall this, Mr. Rice. The scaling on this, so you mentioned, you know, 4s and 5s, out of a scale of what?
Madam Chair, the 7 is the top, and then obviously one is the worst, but 7 is the best.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rice. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next item on the agenda, please.
Referral 14-0121, amend the 2014.
Second by moved by Mr. Colby, second by Legislator Stick. Any discussion on the matter? Mr. Gamble.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair, could you please briefly go over why these costs are increasing?
Through the chair, I would be remiss if I didn't introduce who I have with me today. Tim Freeler is with me today. You might have seen him before, Timothy Freeler. He heads up my highway division, and he's going to be here at Ledge meeting for me at time to time, as well as some committee meetings. So just wanted to say Tim is here.
Pleased to meet you, Tim.
Through the chair, once the project was what we had estimated the bid to be and what actual bids came in at, obviously was the bids came in higher. And our best guess of why, and that sometimes is a guess, is that with the amount of work, and again, similar, we've got 4 different bridges are going to have work done, and some of them, the overall project quantity of a particular item might be adequate for a good number, but it actually, there's small quantities when you go from one bridge to another. So for instance, I'll use an example. We only need 3 yards of concrete on the project, but 1 yard is at one bridge, 2 yards is another bridge. They're not going to be able to use the same truck for that, so you'll get a little bit higher bid on that than if you put 3 yards at one bridge by itself and didn't have any concrete anywhere else. And so that happened with some of the other items as well, that we think that there's either the cost that our estimates were a little bit low, or that the quantities were such that the contractor came in with higher costs.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Next item on the agenda.
Referral 14-0122, authorizing.
Moved by Legislator Stick? Okay, I apologize. Second by Legislator Draw. Any discussion on the matter? Ms. Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair to the administration, can you just speak about the difference between the rustic rails and the new galvanized rails? What's the difference?
Through the chair, the rustic rail is something you would see out there that looks kind of rusted or old. It's kind of a brownish color instead of the silver galvanized color. And these were put in probably more so to fit in with the natural surroundings. You'll see a lot of them up in the Adirondacks. Unfortunately, what's happened is the state had a study done, and it determined that the rustic rail and how they're constructed and how it comes about, how it is manufactured, that the life of those rustic rail isn't what it should be, and they're actually deteriorating and rusting out from the inside out. And so the state has given us 10 years to replace all the rustic rail that we have. One of our other projects this year is going to replace some, and then this project will replace the other.
Thank you. Through the chair, how far along are we in meeting the goal? I know it says that we have until 2017, till 2017.
We have, through the chair, we have till 2017, and this will be done in 2015.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Next item on the agenda.
Referral 14-0123,
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator Colby. Any discussion on the matter? Ms. Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What are we expecting to do exactly in this project?
Yeah. Johnson?
Through the chair, the scope of the project involves a variety of drainage improvements that we've identified. There's some closed systems out there. There's some open drainage systems. The roadway itself has some shoulders in areas and others not. We're trying to bring it back to a normal maintenance cycle and address some of the substandard conditions that we have out there and give it an overall tune-up in both the pavement, drainage, driveways, and other things that have long been not addressed, and we're working towards a comprehensive approach for the entire segment of the road.
Thank you.
Any further, Mr. Gamble?
Through the chair, was this the lowest bid, or was this the best? Was this the lowest bid, or we've been doing business with this company, and we just basically rely on their work?
Through the chair, no, this was not a bid. The engineering went through a quality-based selection system for professional services. We actually had 3 projects, 2 of which we're doing tonight, and the top 3 scorers of, I think it looks like 11 firms got the 3 projects. So this was, this particular one we felt was the second of value, and this was the firm that came in second. And then we negotiated a price with them.
Thank you. Through the chair, can we get a list of the names of those, please, if possible?
Through the chair, we can do that.
Thank you very much.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Passes. Next item on the agenda.
referral 14-0124, authorized contract.
Second, or moved by Mr. Colby, second by Legislator Stick. Any discussion on the matter? Ms. Rivera.
Again, was this, through the chair to the administration, was this proposal the lowest cost?
Through the chair, no. Similar to the previous one I just mentioned, there was professional services. We got quality-based selection, and it was awarded, and then it was awarded to the firm that came in number 2 for this particular project, because somebody else last month got the one that came in first, and then we negotiated a price with them.
Through the chair, can we get a list as well for this one of all the proposals?
Through the chair, yes, you can.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Next item on the agenda.
Referral 14-0125, authorized.
Moved by Legislator Stick, second by Legislator Draw. Any discussion on the matter? Mr. Gamble.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair to the administration, the same question applies as the previous one. Is this the other person on the list, the other that we're going to be receiving that is doing this contract?
Through the chair, yes, this is similar quality-based selection was done as the same one we did for basket. They were done at the same time, the selections.
Through the chair, their name will be on the list also, right?
Through the chair, yes, that would be the same list, and we'll get you that.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other further questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Next item on the agenda.
Referral 14-0134,
Moved by Legislator Draw, second by Legislator Colby. This is a matter of importance. Discussion, Legislator Draw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I know we received this today in our referrals in our packet, and I was wondering through you to the administration why this is a matter of importance for us.
Through the chair, I was going through with the state and going to extend an agreement with them for the state-local agreement we have now for a financing for them to pay us back for the work. And as they were reviewing it in Albany, we all kind of missed. We found out that we had not brought it to the legislature. We did not have a resolution to enter into such an agreement. So since it's down in Albany, waiting to be done, and the period will start for starting in April 1st, and I'd like to be able to, knowing how slow Albany moves at times, I wanted to get it through the legislature as quickly as I could so that we have a chance to not be held up getting our money after the first state fiscal quarter, which will be this July.
Yes, Mr. Colby.
Through you, Madam Chair, this amount of this contract that's reimbursed by the state is the same number that's been in play for the last 3 or 4 years, and looks like it's extendable up to 5 years. Is that dollar number adequate? I know it's a fully reimbursed, but what if we go over that dollar amount?
Through the chair, we have had this, you're right. It was $500,000 for 2 years. We have not, which is $250,000 a year, we have not reached that $250,000 a year to date. In fact, what I budget now, what I anticipate for revenue for this year is about $192,000. I feel that we have, the $500,000 is an adequate amount up to not to exceed that amount. If something happens with the bridge that is beyond the type of work that we would do from normal maintenance, then the agreement says that the state will pay for that anyways, and we would not have to have the money up front and then get reimbursed, that they would come up with the money.
So if it's something, through you, Madam Chair, if it's something that's not normal maintenance like painting or whatever you guys consider normal maintenance, if it's something beyond that, the state would have to pony up the additional money if you went over the $500,000, correct?
Through the chair, I would even say, correct. But it's really more the operational issues and then just some of the cleaning that we do, and cleaning out the pits, the painting, when and if it needs to be painted, that would be a separate contract that the state would let, and it wouldn't come through us.
So the bulk of this contract is operational staff to raise and lower the bridge and to do housekeeping type cleaning then?
Through the chair, essentially, as well as some of the electrical or the repairs that are done, we do have a third-party contract that we have with O'Connell Electric that if something has to come in, they go in once a year doing to do just more of a preventive maintenance check, and then if there's any troubleshooting that needs to be made at any time when the bridge won't lower or won't raise, then we can call them, and then we have money in the contract to pay the contractor and then get reimbursed. But anything that would happen with the bridge, if it needed to be decking work, major concrete work, painting, or anything like that, that's all going to be, it's on the state to have to do any of that work.
Thank you.
Any further questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Just as a note, I was reminded that it is Colonel Patrick O'Rourke, I can't even say it, his birthday today, so how old is he? Or would he be? I know he's dead, but how old would he be? Anyways, fun factoids that we need to know. All right. Are there any other matters to come before the Transportation Committee? There being none other matters, the March 25th, 2014 meeting of the Transportation Committee will remain open until Legislator Delahanty will vote, and the next Transportation Committee will be scheduled for April 22nd at 2014. Thank you.